Alright everybody, now I'm going to show you why I bought this Solo 260 sprayer. I got it for a technique I'm starting. You've never seen it before. I just invented it, so nobody's seen it. What I'm doing is I'm spray buffing the carpets. If that makes, you'll see, it'll make sense when I get going. Now these carpets have not been pre-sprayed, they're dry carpets. And I'm pre-spraying them as I go. But these are dry carpets that have never been sprayed with nothing, so. And the reason I'm doing this is because I have big control over the moisture content that stays in the carpets when I'm done. I want the carpets to dry fast. And they will. Because the spray's only on the carpet for 10-12 seconds and it's getting pulled back off. Now no one's ever did this before, but there is a similar concept. The Orbot, excuse me, the Orbot Vibes, basically those machines that have sprayers on them that you push forward, they basically operate off the same principle I'm working with, which is where you don't pre-spray the carpets. You just push the machine forward and you spray your way forward, and so the carpets are dry until the brief second the spray hits them and you run over with the bonnet. So this is, someone asked me, can you guarantee the carpets will be clean? And I was like, yeah, because they're already being cleaned like this by everybody who uses those walk behind machines. So, but I used to do a ton of spray buffing on floors back in the old days when I was a floor guy, and which I'm not anymore, thank goodness. But so I knew I could do this on carpets. The secret is you want to get it wet enough that it's enough dampness to do the job, but you don't want to get it where it's not wet enough. This is not misting. If you watch, I'm putting a pretty good solution down. And then I'm just working it in real quick. And these carpets, when I'm done, they'll be dry relatively quickly. But that's really kind of up to how much spraying you put in them. If you spray them a lot, and you can get them real wet if you want to and do this technique, your carpets will take 30 minutes or an hour to dry instead of, 10 minutes or 15 minutes. That's all up to you as the individual. Now, I've done this technique where there's stains and spots in the carpet, and I did not pre-treat the stains, and it'll take the stains out pretty quick, and you'll do minimal moisture on the carpet. But I do actually recommend that if you have carpets with stains in them, I'd recommend you go pre-spray all the little stain areas only. That way you'll get them a little wetter, but you'll pre-emulsify the dirt. So that way you can get the carpets clean quicker. Because if you're cleaning with this technique and you get a stain that's kind of stubborn to come out, you may end up spraying it more times because it's never been pre-emulsified. You may end up spraying it more times by not pre-spraying it. So you're actually going to get the carpets wetter, which defeats the whole purpose behind this technique. So I recommend you pre-treat your stains. Now carpets like this where there aren't no stains, you don't have to do any pre-treatments. You just, you're on a dry carpet and you just start cleaning like I'm doing. But this is a technique that works. That's why I bought this this Solo, because I want something I can use that's powered, that puts plenty of spray down. I want it to be light and easy to carry around, which it is. It's not strenuous whatsoever to me. You know, I can still operate the fork with two hands a little bit. And hold the spray bottle at the same time. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I've got the whole room sprayed, and let me see. It's barely wet, but I'll tell you what, it's wet enough that what I can do, and I'm going to do, is I'm going to back over the carpet. The real secret to drying carpets with these bonnet methods is just keep going over them, and the friction of the bonnet will make them get drier all the time. So what I'll do is, I don't need to put no spray down, so I've set it down, of course. But I'm just going to keep going over this until I'm satisfied that this isn't to clean the carpets, that's done. This is to dry the carpets. That's why I'm kind of going slow and taking it easy. But yeah, this is your drying technique right here. But spray buffing the carpets is not something you've ever seen done. Nobody's done it. Probably I'm the only one. But it is based, it's based off those guys that take those Arbot vibe machines, they put their spray tank full of water. They go into a facility and the carpets are dry, and they push the spray button and they spray as they go on dry carpets, and they get the carpets cleaned that way. I'm not using an end cap. I realize those guys with the Arbot vibes are generally putting an end cap in, but that's not going to matter because I got the carpets wet enough that I can just bonnet clean them with this technique. So, and this carpet, it's been extracted plenty of times where it's okay to do a bonnet cleaning without worrying that you know, that there's a ton of trash in the carpet you're not getting out with the bonnet. That's not the case here. This carpet's been vacuumed a bunch and extracted a bunch. So, but all I'm doing right now is doing the dry pad system. And that'll help a whole lot. It was almost kind of dry when I felt it, but I wanted it dry. One of the things to this technique is your carpets are dry. They dry real fast when you're done. So you might as well take advantage of that and get real dry carpets. Hang on a second here. Get some of this cord out of my way. But I know this is strange to some of y'all. And anything you've never seen before can tend to be strange, but it's I made the method up, but it's for those of you who want to argue and say you can't do that. It's like, well, contact all those Arbot vibe people and tell them they can't do that either, because I'm basically doing what they're doing, but I'm doing it with a, you know, I'm doing it with a machine that don't have wheels down. But basically, I can do it. I guess I can do whatever I want, can't I? And this is one of those things that I can do. Let me see here. I'll keep going over it for a minute. Like I say, it's not absorbing water. It's getting rid of the water with friction. But I don't know if the camera shows the colors and stuff in here. But trust me, this carpet is clean as a whistle. So it looks nice. Now, if you're going to do this technique, I tried it the first time about, I don't know, a while back. I tried it with a regular hand trigger, a hand sprayer that has a trigger on it. I don't recommend that, although you could do it if you need to. It doesn't always put spray out evenly. So sometimes it does a big heavy squirt, and sometimes it just barely squirts at all. So it's like you're doing a lot of work just to make the hand sprayer work right. So I recommend a powered sprayer. I think Joel will put a link to the Solo 260. I think he'll put a link to it in the video description. So, but I recommend you just use the, I don't care what machine you use as far as an ORC or a rotary or a big orbital or whatever, but I think you should get a powered sprayer if you want to do this. If you want to get another power sprayer, that one's $48, basically $50. If you want to get a cheaper one, Ryobi makes a real good power sprayer that you can go and get at Home Depot. And it's, you know, it's nice. I may get one just to have this one and a Ryobi. But that's the deal. That's the technique. I got other videos I'm going to put up when time allows, because I'm busy a lot. And I'm going to explain about end cap and pad cap, and when should you end cap, when should you pad cap, when should you not end cap, when should you not pad cap. I'm going to put a whole detailed video out and explain the whole process for everybody who wants to know. So, but for now, that's the end of this one. So, you ready to shut down? So anyway, have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have questions, either ask me in the group or ask on the comment section of the video. But so anyway, bye-bye.